Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to day 22 of our 30 Sits in 30 Days self guided course on a Buddhist meditation practice to assist you with freedom from the suffering of addictions of all kind. And we're now entering into week 4 of our course. And in week 4, we're going to begin to touch on a couple more of the heart practices in a little bit greater depth. And today we're going to work on some self forgiveness. And self forgiveness is not specifically a traditional Buddhist practice, but in recovery and in Buddhist circles in the West, self forgiveness is definitely a big part of the practice of working through recovery. And often we need to learn how to love ourselves before we can more fully love others. And a big part of the recovery process, recovering from addiction, is learning to forgive ourselves. And yeah, we'll have some supplementary guides and additional resources on the topic of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not condoning a behavior. It's not giving us permission to do the behavior again, but it's a letting go of resentment, a letting go of anger, um, and a letting go of pain. So again, we'll have a lot more written, detailed resources in addition to this meditation. But for today, we'll be doing about a 15-minute practice as we enter into the fourth week of the 30 Sits in 30 Days to expose you to a self forgiveness practice, a practice many of us in recovery need to return to again and again, as forgiveness is often not something that we do once and are done with, but instead is a topic that we continually need to return to and reinvestigate to greater and greater depth. But I commend you for getting this far in the program, and thank you so much for your interest in Buddhist approach to recovery from addictions of all kind. There'll be one bell to signify the beginning of the meditation today, and 3 to signify the end. Without further ado, away we go. You can allow your eyes to close if you're comfortable doing so. You can take a moment here to make any adjustments to your posture that you need to make. And it might be helpful to have a back that's straight, alert, and attentive without being too rigid or stiff. You might take a moment to relax the muscles in your face. You allow your jaw to drop, to relax. You can let your shoulders fall away from your ears. You can soften your belly. Release any tension that's in the upper back right now. There's no need to hold it. You can just let go and be at ease in this moment. If you'd like, you can take a couple deep breaths just to calm the body, to calm the mind. Just ease into the practice today. And we'll spend a minute or so just calming down and easing into the moment, doing some concentration practice as we breathe in, we're ever mindful of breathing in. And as we breathe out, we're ever mindful of breathing out. And for this practice, for forgiveness practice, it's very important to bring in a positive intention or a kind intention. Bring an intention of kindness and compassion towards ourselves as we enter this practice. That we're entering this practice with the intention of healing ourselves. And when doing this practice, I often like to think of a younger version of myself who was struggling with active addiction at one point. Maybe not my darkest hour, but just a general time period of when I was struggling with addiction. And with this version of yourself in mind, this younger version in mind, begin the process of forgiving them. And your phrases can be as simple as the following: I forgive you. I forgive you for the pain that you've caused yourself and others. I forgive you. I forgive you for the harm you've caused yourself and others. I forgive you. I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. I love you. Keep going. If these phrases don't resonate with your heart or your heart center, that's fine. You can come up with a couple short and concise forgiveness phrases that resonate for you. I forgive you. I forgive you for all the pain you've caused yourself and others. I forgive you. I forgive you for all the harm you've caused yourself and others. I forgive you. I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. I love you. Keep going. And as you go through this practice, you might notice the mind drifting into the story of how much pain you've caused yourself or others. And this is not intended as a rumination exercise. It is intended as a forgiveness practice. So as your mind wanders and drifts into the story, come back to the phrases again and again as a kind of mantra, positive intention, as much as a concentration practice as anything else. I forgive you. I forgive you for all the pain you've caused yourself and others. I forgive you. I forgive you for all the harm you've caused yourself and others. I forgive you. I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. I love you. Keep going. And as the mind wanders into, into any stories or thoughts, always gently, kindly, and compassionately return to the phrases of the forgiveness practice today. And don't expect the heart to instantly feel loving or kind through this exercise. Often this practice is very much a practice, and it is a practice that we'll need to return to again and again. But it's also a practice that gets easier in time, I promise. Now letting go the image of your younger self, take a moment to now visualize yourself right here, right now, in this moment. Begin the process of offering your present self forgiveness, using the same phrases with an intention of kindness and compassion. I forgive you. I forgive you for all the pain you've caused yourself and others. I forgive you. I forgive you for all the harm you've caused yourself and others. I forgive you. I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. I love you. Keep going. And as we start to near the end of our meditation for the day, you can begin to let go of the phrases, return to focusing on the breath and body. You can take a moment to kind of just check in with yourself and feel any sensations in the body, any lightness, any tension. And take a moment to express some gratitude for yourself for having spent some time to work on some self forgiveness today. This is very much a practice that takes time. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes.